And you can put yourself on mute. And how this works is I ask your name, and if you want to be in the golden heart, no one has ever said no. Usually they bow or they somehow indicate that they want to be in the center of the circle. Each of us put our hands up as we are imagining that we are surrounding this beloved being with all of our love and intention. And that person stands metaphorically in the center of the golden heart. And a message comes through from grandmother, as well as Charlie offering up a divine masculine energy through the crystals that he has, or anyone else's crystals, as well as Jennifer's crystal there so beautifully. So I'd like you to just come to that place of power and presence that we've already cultivated in our beautiful circle. And I'm going to tune in and ask who's being asked to go in the center of the circle. And the message I have is for Ruth Brown, if you would like to go in the center of the circle. Okay. Each of us placing our hands up in the air as if we are sending forth love and energy to Ruth. Hello, dear one. You have arrived. You are here, as you have always been. Where you wander and where you walk, with your eyes, seeing in a silent way, you have come as a beautiful witness. You have witnessed so much with the brilliance of your being that shines. You are like a scribe or recorder that's with your visioning and with your seeing, you're sending back signals through all the dimensions, infusing all the layers of consciousness and creation. And when your eyes are filled with that radiance that's so true to your nature, everything that you see, everything you observe and witness is touched by this light that flows through you. It is so gentle and easy when you are open and allowing. It is through the eyes of your whole being that the witnessing opens up and reveals things in that place where there is something that is meant for all humanity. By you standing there and witnessing it, the gift is opened and more of humanity is able to experience it. It's like you're a first responder experiencer that comes by the calling of the earth to show something new. And you placing yourself there, and with the eyes of your heart, you open up a new dimension in the earth atmosphere for all to see. Thank you for the gift of the spirit of your being and the choices that you make to wander and walk and find the gifts hidden in places yet to be seen. You are blessed, dear one. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you bring through. Remember, keep the heart and the mind and being free, and you shall continue in your service to all. So be it, and so it is. We ask now if David would like to be in the center of the golden heart. We open up the hands of our heart. A true giver of gifts and blessings from the ancient lodge of the White Brotherhood, the original founders who came here to plant the seeds of creation in consciousness and field. When we speak of brotherhood, we not speak of gender, we speak of a kind of affiliation of beings that have come in many forms, in many ways. But we use this as an example of a great fraternity of being. You've been coming here again and again, and each time renewing the vow to keep the lodge fire burning and to keep the heart and hearth of humanity in alignment with the deep knowing of the gifts of this earth. At times in human form, it can challenge you. And it challenges us all to understand how things can be out of alignment with kindness, when kindness is so ease-filled to give, out of alignment with goodness, when goodness is so natural, out of alignment with love and presence, when it is so natural and honoring to be. But your presence in the center of the lodge, surrounded by all the team that you came with, and with your awareness of this, you can infuse the hearts of many. Take this time to remember the great and powerful White Lodge of the original brotherhood and sisterhood of divine beings who came to seed consciousness, an ancient soul in the center of a beloved being. Thank you for your service. And so we call forth the Jennifer into the center of the golden heart, if she would like to receive it. Dear heart, during your intention, you asked about the waters. Waters and the element of water, or the flow of the natural form, is associated with the emotional body and the connecting link of the power of the human, hu sound, mana, or the dust of creation. When the breath of life went across the waters of creation, this liquid formation of bringing together all frequency. Water is the carrier of the memory of creation. To be with the water is to be with the deep emotional well of your being. To drink in the life and light of your own deep well of awareness. To clear out any clogged silt and sand that may not allow for the deep underground springs of awareness to flow up through that well. We know along the way in any journey in a human form, there are times when things occur, and sometimes the well of the emotional body or the waters of being become overwhelmed, and it seems like the spring dries up or the well is no more. But all that is required is for an acknowledgement that everything happens for a reason, and all within intrinsically is a gift. We can release the emotional field, the burden that sometimes bears heavily on any being in our own heart. We forgive, we go deep, we understand. This is not to condone the action, but to bring awareness through the living waters of the emotions that flow, emotional body, energy in motion, the flow of the waters, flowing through all being. This we give to thee, dear. Pray and bless over all the fields that flow through your being. Return to the well, uncap it if it is capped. Open up the bubbling spring of the light of your being. We give this gift to you now. We thank and bless you. The tears that flow over many, many eons that have flowed through your heart, like delicate little awarenesses that have fallen to the earth to replenish that was lost. You are a water bearer, and you know it in your heart. So be it, and so it is, dear one. We bring you blessings. We now ask if Clarissa would like to go in the center of the heart. Dear one, we surround you now. Oh, beloved being, you are a community unto yourself, communal unity. There is a part of you that longs to have that community to surround the gifts of your spirit. In the center of that community is a divine union with the significant, the one that came to birth and bear the gifts of your soul and heart. Now in the center is the divine beloved, your true inherent nature. It was embracing you in the center of a community that surrounds you, a community of beings who are beginning to form in the seen and the unseen of the higher spirit realms and the deeper earth embodiments. You carry seeds of grace in your heart. You've come to awareness more and more of this birthing and bursting forth. You have a gift to bring communities together, those that are first world and those that are at just the beginning of understanding, those that have been the colonizers that lost their way, and the ones that hold the true rhythmic spirit of all living presence. You are a bridge, and you bring communities together just by your presence. Fill your heart with this radiance and realize the gift that you bring to this earth. You as a bridge, you as a conduit, you that can bridge the science and the artistry, the creativity, and the way to form it, to bring it to many beings. Reaching into the hallowed halls of all the great institutions and down into the gardens of life, where the ancient elders sit in fires, in ceremonies. You shall walk as you beat in the heart of Mother Earth. Thank you, Clarissa, for the blessings of the gifts of your being. Just know the community that you long to have is within your heart. Open up the little signal call that turns on the light in the beautiful tower, that lighthouse that needs to be beaming bright, and it will call to you all that you long to be. Thank you, dear one. So be it. We now call forth and ask if Masako Brown would like to go in the center. Thank you. We surround you now with the light as you are in the golden heart. We share this with you, dear one. You are a walker between worlds. You have placed your feet in many dimensions, and you have grown the wings of awareness. You have seen much. You have known much, and you carry much with you. A walker between worlds is able to see many, many dimensions. Your curiosity here is to let the human know that it is not alone, that it has a home in a greater sphere of many, many divine spaces. And your home planet is literally the walking between all worlds, seeing and knowing the unseen. Within you, you have longed to see all humanity rise up to its utmost. Carry forth the signal call that you came with. Let it flow through your heart and being. As a walker between worlds, just by the mere presence of your body and being in any given location, not unlike your dear sister Ruth Brown, who can go to places and unveil things. You are an unveiler of consciousness in beings, and just by the mere presence of your being, you can unveil the dimensions. It requires nothing but the deep surrendering of your heart to the gifts of the Spirit that you carry with you. Blessed, blessed dear one, you are loved and appreciated. We now ask if Sean Widmer would like to go in the center of the circle. Great wise one. In language and form, in awareness, in presence, in delight and in sorrow, you have been a faithful servant, faith-filled. You have returned to the Christos, to the place where the great Master walked. You carry in the very soul of your being the same shoes that you have walked with this great wise teaching. You come to anoint souls, to awaken them. You bring with you the great sounding in your heart. You have such a pure, pure spirit and the desire to serve. And you do. You have. You will. You are. You will. You are. You have. You do. Dear one, you will lead and travel to many dimensions and many spaces upon this planet. There is a pilgrimage in you that will lead you to all the great spaces within the dimensions and upon this earth, new locations that are requiring your anointing, and old locations that are requiring your assistance to open doorways and gateways that as of yet have not been touched, awaiting the time of your footsteps upon the earth where they reside. The key to this, dear one, is the great listening in your heart, the sound of your soul, and the loving beating heart of the sweet voice of your brilliant, illuminated being. Thank you, Sean, for being here on earth and blessing us with the gift of your divine heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the ways in which you shall walk and be and anoint. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Bless you all. Cassandra, would you like to be in the center of our circle in the golden heart?
Yes.
Thank you, Cassandra. We only have a few more minutes left and it may take us longer, so if anyone has to leave or you still wish to stay, we welcome you to continue with our circle. Cassandra, dear heart, we ring these bells like the great bell chant that reminds us that in the center of every being is an awakened golden child. The bell chant that carries compassion and carries a deep, deep awareness of all the little ones in each of us, and the little ones that are being born here. You carry with you a kind of midwifery of the soul. You like to be with beings, but be with them in a quiet way until some moment when you hear the sacred sound of the little voice inside each being. You either say something or you gently offer a beautiful moment from your heart. We know you have been challenged and you have suffered and you have gone through so much, as only great and powerful beings can endure. You have persevered. You have seen what seems almost the top, only to realize you have reached just another plateau and you notice the next climb. You are not alone. You carry with you a great unseen and hidden team that is urging you on through every prayer and every blessing. Just like your soul brother, Sean, who has pilgrimages in his heart. You too have had pilgrimages and more to go. There are places and beings and requiring your attention. Your health will be uplifted and purified as you move through these times of great, great awakening and reckoning in your being. Just know that you carry with you many, many beloved souls of the tiny little ones that are being born. Like your presence here is calling to them, saying, it's okay, it's time, you can be born here. They need you, they want you. And then you see in each being that you come in contact with a kind of moment where you're offering a little bit of the encouragement to open, to dilate, and let the sweetness of their soul through. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you for being here on Mother Earth and being one of her great divine portals of assistance and midwifery of the soul. So be it, dear one. Many blessings. I now call forth Ramona Chalmers. If you are here and you wish to be in the center of our circle, if it's possible for you to indicate through the chat or in either way, we would love to have you in the center of our circle. We've not received yet a full indication. We'll come back to you, Ramona, if it's possible.
Said yes in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, someone, for mentioning that to us. Thank you, Ramona. Thank you, Clarissa. Ramona, we place you in the center of the golden heart. Wrapped in what we call the starry dream time cloak. It is like the light body before the light body enters into the physicalized form. This cloak of starlight is placed around you, surrounding you at this time. You have come through so much in your life to still be here. Thank you, dear one, for all the weavings, for all the joining together, for all the ways in which you love and give forth this love so freely. Thank you for the prayers and blessings you give to the earth and to the heavens, to the stars. You have a beautiful connection with the star brothers and star sisters, not unlike your soul sister, Masako, who walks between worlds. It's like you walk in stardust where you go. You have great wisdom as of yet to share. And the star brothers and star sisters in all the galactic realms are calling to you to rise up. You are uniquely placed upon this planet and in this location to be able to uplift many, many who you serve in communities where you are. Keep the flow going, dear one. Remember how blessed it was for you when you awakened, and to see others in this field as well. Not unlike your dear soul sister, Cassandra, who helps to birth. You are there on the receiving end, bringing forth the beloved little being who's come out of the womb of its heart and giving it some swaddling and some warming comfort, just to say it's okay, giving them a little bit of the lay of the land and teaching them how to be and how to breathe in their great awakening. And so, dear one, in the written word, so through your artistry and creativity, and in the gatherings that you bring together, you are like a beautiful soul mother for many awakening souls. Just as you had your experience, you so too like to support others. And this is a great gift you have to help those at the beginning of their journey, in a way, just to teach them to the place of crawling, to standing, to walking, to complete flow. Thank you, dear one. Thank you so much for all that you give to all the communities that are supported by you. We now ask if Demetria would like to be in the center of our golden heart.
Yes, please.
Thank you, dear one. Oh, dear one. There is a deep calling that is finally almost there at the point of manifesting a creative, energetic seed that has germinated, that has rooted, and now the tiny shoots are popping up above the earth. You've had your time of incubation, you had your time deep in the earth, and now things are starting to flow upward. Like your dear sister Clarissa, who spoke about her intention of moving forward. You too have this momentum inside of you to move forward, to move upward. You've come out of a place of needing deep, quiet away, and just to make sure that everything was in alignment before you came out fully. You are at the cusp and at the moment of a final and powerful breakthrough that will allow you to see yourself and unveil yourself as you truly are. For those little shoots are about to bear tiny blossoms, blossoms that will attract pollinators. And from those blossoms will the fruits appear. This is your time right now, dear one. This is your time to celebrate all the deep inner work that you have done. Just like many brothers and sisters in this circle who have taken the inner journey and the time to cultivate all of the awareness so that what is deep in the roots rises up to the surface. And what is revealed in the flower and in the blossoming and the flourishing of your being is then tasted in the sweet fruit and the nectar that you have to share with the world. Thank you, dear one, for the seeding of the consciousness, for the rooting of the soul, for the rising up of the shoot of the truth, for allowing now the blossoming and the bearing fruit of the nectar, of the sweetness of your soul. Just know all of those secret little desires that were planted and placed in the seed are about to bear fruit and flower. Thank you. We call forth Noi Smith, if she would like to be in the center of our circle.
Yes, thank you, Karina.
Thank you. And so we place you in the center of the golden heart. Dear one, for all that you give, for all that you have sown and seeded, not unlike your dear sister Demetria before you, you have planted gardens upon gardens in so many hearts, in so many ways. And now is the time for the reaping of the harvest, to let yourself receive, to breathe in that which you have breathed out through the field of your consciousness. Now is the time for you to draw in the sacred breath of the great, affluent, abundant field of the power and presence of Source itself. And in this harvest, you will be gifted with great merit and awareness. You have done so much to support so many. Now is the time for the support to go deep underneath and high above and surround this being in a beautiful rainbow egg of light. As each of us have this infused in our being. But this time now also is the turning and the spinning of what we call the Merkabic field, two counter-rotating frequencies that allows for the chariot, or what we call the Merkaba, or the star tetrahedron, or the power vehicle of consciousness, to rise up. You are meant to be seen on higher and deeper levels for many. What you have to share in your gaze, in your loving heart, and your loving presence is required in many circles and in many places, just like many of the beings in this great circle who are called forth to share their gifts. Like a community gatherer like Ramona, and a beautiful midwife like Cassandra, and a great gardener of souls and beings like Demetria. All of these different combinations of beings here can flow through your spirit now. We surround you with our assurance and our confidence and the love that you have for so many. And just like your father before you, who built monuments to the great wisdom of the teachings he brought, so too shall you bring great monuments of faith and light and presence, so that your soul brother Sean will be able to come to a pilgrimage and sit with you and gaze across the eons of time. And your great sister Jennifer will come and drink of the waters and bless you with this moment in time. So many of us need to know the Noi that you are. We love you, we thank you. The white lotus is at your feet and rises up in your spirit. You, as the great wind serpent, you know what's needed, and your wings are unfolding. Thank you, thank you, thank you, dear one. Bless you for being here on this earth at this time. And I ask Gigi if you would like to be in the center of our circle in the golden heart. Anyone who has to leave is not able to stay for our full circle, we understand. If you are able to stay, we appreciate that even more. Would you like to be in the center of our circle, dear one? Okay. So I bring forth the gift of my beloved Charlie Bergeron. Would you like to be in the center of our circle, dear one?
Absolutely.
And I feel the spirit of my beloved saying, he will be there as well. If that's okay, Charlie.
Everyone is welcome to be in the center with me. I shed my light on everyone. So come on in.
Perfect to complete the circle. Here we are all in the center of the circle, also surrounding ourselves in the center of the circle and bringing forth great blessings for this divine, beautiful, and powerful soul. The Riverman. How many different and powerful rivers have opened through your heart? How many different bodies of water? How many molecules of the waters of the stars has flowed through your being? And the Divine Mother, who you so bow down to in every moment of your life, is now bowing down to you and placing the tears of her grace at your feet, upon your crown, and in your heart. For us all, she gives the same, the tears of her grace at our feet, upon our crown, and in our heart. You died to come back here, dear one. I know the story, but the truth is, you died so you could be reborn as the master that you are, that honors the waters of all being. And each of us in our own way has to die to some part of our being that we are attached to so that we can open up into the greatness of all that we are. Yours was an actual physicalized death and a restoration and a rebirth into a whole new cycle of being. We honor and thank you for choosing to return here. Staying in the light is a precious gift, but choosing to bring that light and life to our earth and to all of us. As we surround you and we are in the center of this, thank you so much. The Mother bows to you. The Father bows to you. May we all bow to this gift you have given, and in our own way we bow to the Mother and Father within our own being. We also thank our birth mothers and birth fathers. No matter how our relationship is with them, they chose to come together so that we could be here at once, all. And so I say, in the completion of this circle, dear soul brother, in all the journeys that we have been in these dimensions, thank you, thank you, thank you, Charlie. Thank you from grandmother. Thank you from all mothering. Thank you from Father and all fathering. And thank you for all the children that are birthed through each of us in our own way, whether they're creative projects or true living beings. Thank you, dear one, for upholding space for grandmother and I to be here in this beautiful circle. It's an honor. It's an honor for us all. This golden circle and this golden heart in the center, woven from each of our blessed moments here, now extending out throughout the earth plane, throughout all of nature, all of creation, throughout all the dimensions, across this beautiful solar system and all the planispheres, and out into the galactics, and continuing in an echoing, vibrating light. Thank you, each one of you. in the center of this circle. Sean, Ruth, David, Masako, Jennifer, Clarissa, Cassandra, Ramona, Demetria, Noi, Gaspar, and myself, Karina. Masako, thank you. All here now. We bow to you. So be it, and so it is. And so our beautiful circle, in the healing light of our being and all of our messages, are complete.